About them, they had this, this wonderful knowing that he's a sign of greatness.
He was, I suppose, if you look at film stars, he was the Errol Flynn of cricket. He just loved adventure. He batted aggressively, he bowled aggressively, and I think it was that manner that he had, that ability, this freakish ability to do things. But to him it was so simple, yet to the normal mortal it was impossible.
Keith Miller, it was a great fast bowler, terrific batsman, very good slipsman, also a good Australian rules footballer, but also a great visionary. And I can remember reading a book, I think it was called From the Grandstand, which he wrote in the late 50s. And Keith Miller at that time said, what cricket really needs, in addition to Test cricket, a 5-day game, is a shorter version of the game. And of course now we have limited over cricket. And even back in the mid-50s and late 50s, Keith Miller he could see that cricket needed something else just to give it an oomph along. And that's what, back then he could see one-day cricket was essential to make cricket really viable all around the world. Great visionary.
Would have been a marvellous one-day cricketer, because there you got two for the price of one, a good batsman, a good bowler, and a good hitter of the ball when in that one-day stuff, the ball going up all the time because he got a pitch up to him, he was tall and he was able to drive brilliantly. And as a bowler, well, he's one of the greatest bowlers I've ever seen.
Keith Miller played in 55 Test matches. He made 2,958 runs at an average of 36.98, including 7 centuries. He took 170 wickets at an average of 22.98. His bowling average places him amongst the greatest of fast bowlers. He took 38 catches.
Keith Miller was an all-rounder of tremendous charisma, a personality of tremendous charisma and a wonderfully generous heart, incidentally, who, when he really wanted to turn it on, was a match winner with bat or ball.
Keith was a marvellous person in a team. I remember breaking my ankle very badly and dislocating the ankle off the foot. And I went back to London and I had to have treatment for about 7 or 8 weeks with getting treatment every day. Keith would come back and the first door he'd knock on was my door to see how I was getting on. And, little things like that are very personal.
He loved playing at Lord's. Lord's is a big thing for him. He loved the English life. He really enjoyed the English people's company. He got shot down 6 times as a bomber pilot. And if you can imagine back then, the bomber pilots' lives only averaged 3 months in the war. And he got through the whole lot of it and still played cricket. And he thought nothing about pressure playing for your country. Pressure is only having 1/4 of a tank in your fighter plane or in your bomber plane and having 3 Messerschmitts on your backside trying to shoot you down. Now that's pressure.
Did everything that you would expect a long-standing pilot of the war to do once the war's over, namely that life was put into perspective a little bit more than most other people can ever get that sort of view of it, and played his game, batting, bowling, fielding, on the field, off the field, as though tomorrow would never ever come, and if it did, then okay, we'll try again.
As a man, Keith Miller is flamboyant and larger than life. As a cricketer, he was singularly gifted and wonderfully entertaining. He holds a special place in the ranks of ESPN's legends of cricket.